business to go to another level. You must try to learn and hear something new. So make the change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Testing Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Toni Harris Taylor. Testing Results, oh yeah, Toni Harris Taylor. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor show. My name is Toni Harris Taylor, and I am the CEO and founder of Drastic Results Marketing and Sales Coaching, where I help service-based entrepreneurs learn how to get known, get connected, and get paid. I'm also the multi-unit award-winning franchise owner for Network in Action, where we bring business owners together to connect, collaborate, and bring each other more referrals. Welcome to our show. Today, I have an exciting topic: video marketing. How do you get known with video? Well, this show is one of those ways, using a platform using video to get yourself out there. I remember the first time a coach told me to do video, and it was, wow, back in 2008, I believe. And she offered a challenge before challenges was cool. I think she pioneered the challenge. And she said, just turn on your camera and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I still to this day remember that 10-day video challenge, and it got me hooked. And ever since then, video has been part of my marketing strategy. Now, video can be as simple as just pulling out your phone, giving education on a live, or recording yourself and posting it to social media, or it can be as elaborate as going into a studio, which, yes, I have done. And my first season of this show was done in a studio. Or you can do something like we're doing now and meet in the middle using a platform that streams to multiple locations simultaneously. In 2021, I got the YouTube bug. I learned that you could actually make money with YouTube, but it is not for the faint of heart. I never did get to monetize YouTube. And it's still not too late, but it is something. Today, we have a guest on our show who actually is a mortgage lender that turned her business went drastic, turned her business up using video, and she has monetized YouTube. And so we're going to learn why video is so critical to an entrepreneur's journey, how you can get out of your head, get into your heart, and stop thinking about yourself and get yourself on video with Mrs. Jennifer Hernandez of Legacy Mutual Mortgage. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Jennifer, Loan with Jen, the legend, on YouTube. We'll be right back.
The dexterous lifestyle is meant for those of us who live hectic lives. But with the right tools, information, and resources, we can strive for order, peace, health, wealth, and calm. It's not too much to ask. We deserve a dexterous mind, a dexterous body, and plenty of dexterous spaces to support our dexterous lifestyle.
I want to say thank you to our sponsor of the Viral Networking Conference, Andrea Hancock and Dexterous Lifestyle. Welcome, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad that you are here. So we met, one of your fellow Network in Action members brought you to my conference last year, and you enrolled in the coaching program. And I'll never forget that we were, my current coaching clients were at dinner, and Sheila is one of my clients, a realtor. And she said, "Oh my gosh, Jennifer's amazing. She does awesome videos." And I remember thinking, why did she need me? And so I went and I investigated your YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh my gosh, a superstar hired me.
I don't know about superstar, Toni, but thank you for, thank you for making me feel empowered for these 30 minutes.
Awesome. Well, you are. You're excellent. So tell everybody who you are and what you do. And then I want to talk about, how did you get to video?
Well, first, to complete the story, the reason that I hired you is because you're a finisher and I'm a good starter. And that's exactly why I was like, I got to hang on to this lady. She's going places, and I've got unfinished projects, and I knew that you're the one to help me get through it. But with video, I've always, well, not always, because video hasn't always been around, but I'd say probably 7 or 8 years ago, I made some staple videos for just business where I hired a videographer, and I had 5 to 7 videos that I used threaded into my emails and things for clients, right? And then in 2019, I sponsored an event. These investors, this investor group I knew, they said, "Hey, will you bring lunch? And there's this, seminar thing. It's like 3 or 4 hours long." And honestly, I didn't want to go. I was like, oh, the day of, I'm like, okay, it's not in a great part of town. It's whatever. It's in one of those C-class buildings, really. And I thought, but I showed up in true Toni Harris Taylor fashion. Show up. So I showed up, and I didn't know you back then, but I showed up, and this guy was speaking. He's a big investor, and he talked about, he's got this YouTube channel, and he said, in 2 years, I got 20,000 subscribers. And I don't know, something clicked within me. It wasn't that I wanted to be a YouTube famer, which I'm not, by the way. I didn't want that. I just thought, I loved a video. That sounds fun. Like, that just sounds like, well, he could do it. Like, I could do it. So I'll never forget, I went back to my office, and my marketing right hand at the time, which was also one of my best friends. You haven't met her yet, but you will. She's a force, kind of similar energy to yours. Okay. Her name is Michelle. And I said, "Michelle, we're going to start posting 2 videos a week on YouTube." And she kind of looked at me for a minute, and she goes, "Well, all right then." And if it wasn't for her and her energy, I would have never done it, because I just, you need, my first piece of advice for someone that wants to do more video, you haven't asked me that yet, but my first piece of advice is you have to have someone hold you accountable.
That's right.
Because we had a time block, Mondays at 1:00. She would come grab me, and I would say, "Oh, I'll be there in a minute. I'm, locking a loan." I do residential mortgages for a living. That's my day job. I'd say, "Oh, I'm going to talk to this client." And she'd come up and literally pick me up out of my chair. She'd say, "Nope, we're going right now." And she would drag me down the hall to our green screen room at the time. And if it wasn't for her and her energy, when she saw that my energy was down, she would boost me up. She'd make me laugh. Who knows what, she'd jump up and down or do something, make me laugh. And I would do it. I would push the record button. So it really took a little village, but I just got the idea, and I went with it. I didn't think twice about it. I just said, I'm going to do it and figure it out later. I had no idea where it was going. I just knew that it was a good idea, that I had the energy for it, and said, I'm going to do this.
And you are really, really great at it. But what's some of the challenges around doing video marketing?
Number one is the consistency, for sure.
I knew you was gonna say consistency.
Well, maintaining a schedule. That's that. As I look back, that Michelle holding me accountable to videoing, because there's lots of things that can get in your way.
Sure.
And so I think also just the preparation.
Sure.
If I look back early on, like if you were to watch some of my early on videos just go back to 2019 on my channel, like they're grainy, they're green screen, the audio probably wasn't great. I mean, obviously I've evolved, because my videos get better and better, but I was pushing the record button. And so I found a way to do it and do it consistently. And I think that's the one thing, you've got to have someone helping you be consistent. So for someone that might be going in on a loan and they don't have a marketing assistant like I had, you need to hire you need to spend the money to hire a videographer to come show up at your office, because when you're paying someone to show up and they're on the clock and you're paying them, let me tell you what, you get it done. And so in the beginning, for many years, at one point when Michelle wasn't working for me anymore, that's exactly what I did. I said, I have to keep doing this. I hired a videographer and he would come once a month and I would batch record. I would record a lot of videos at one time. And I would do that. So I think that's the hardest part, is pushing record and knowing what to video.
Mm-hmm. So what have you found to be the biggest benefit to being a video marketer?
The biggest benefit has been education for my current clients. It really started to become this platform of credibility that people could go in their own time, and I would expand on topics that maybe come throughout the process. And I as I started to beef up my arsenal of videos that's directly related to my business, I would use it to further educate them and say, oh, no problem, cosigner. And I would explain it and say, hey, I've got a video about it. I'm about to send it to you so that you and your cosigner can watch it and ask further questions. So it really is just a good additional education for people, because they don't always get things the first time you're telling them. They're glazed over and they don't buy houses every day. So it's been great from that aspect, that it's helped build credibility with people that are referred to us, and then also our referral partners, just in my own sphere that I have going.
But now you have an international presence. And even though your business is kind of local, why was it important for you to have a bigger presence?
So I didn't realize this in the beginning when I decided, hey, I'm going to post 2 videos a week. When I saw Connor and met him, and he's great, by the way. He was my initial inspiration. I didn't know where I was going with it, but now as I've evolved, probably for the last 2 years, I've realized my further mission is to really educate the public. Let's say probably national. The international people, unless they're going to buy a house here, they probably don't care about mortgage.
Sure.
But really educating anyone that's going to buy a home in the US, probably. Just real facts, no BS. There's so much noise out there. And I thought, gosh, I've built this library of info that people can go to a safe place and say, okay, what's the real deal about this topic? Because when you do searches online, I think most people don't really know what they're looking for. So they click on the wrong thing, and it's an advertisement. And of course they're going to say what you want to hear. And, so that's the spirit behind how it's evolved, is real facts, no BS.
So I heard a couple things. First, you got to have an accountability partner, someone pushing you to get it done, because you can get in your head and not do it if someone isn't pushing you. Number 2, consistency is key. And then number 3, which I've heard you say before, you didn't say here, but you actually are leaving a permanent record on the
Yes,
internet. And I think about all the people, Zig Ziglar, someone I listen to still today,
great. Yeah.
right? Napoleon Hill, we're still, Jim Rohn, they have long gone, but their message and their legacy is embedded in audios. They didn't have a lot of video back then, but they are definitely embedded in audios. And you are doing the same thing, Jennifer. Imagine a
Yeah.
kid, my grandson, maybe watching your videos in the future when he's ready to buy a house.
He might be the business, and that's the challenge, is that you start things outdate. And so you can make new videos of the same topic that you made a couple years ago because it's changed and evolved. And yes.
But the principle, because
Yeah.
what I also like about your videos is you mix a lot of inspiration and motivation in your education. So you are encouraging people, letting them know they can do it. It's not hard, or if it is hard, how to move past it. So yeah, I feel like you are leaving a legacy that will live on. Well, when we come back from our break, we're going to talk about the two things I always ask. And so we'll be right back, more with Jennifer Hernandez.
Is your current brand and marketing strategy not working? Do you feel stressed, frustrated, or stuck in not getting the exposure or engagement you want? Do you need the help of an experienced and knowledgeable team that can get you the results you desire?
We are Goodall,
Hill,
and Wallet, your creative brand and marketing strategists.
With over 30 years of combined experience, we help your brand to stand out, to attract and engage customers, and grow revenue. Take our free brand and marketing assessment quiz on our site.
We deliver your game plan,
Help you to have a healthy mindset about your brand.
and with your winning team to help you deliver results.
we are GHW, GHWMarketingStrategy.com.
And thank you to our other VNC sponsor, GHW Marketing, who's responsible for all that going on in the background. Okay, so we are back with Jennifer, and she just talked about video marketing and how she got into video. But I'm going to ask you the two questions I ask all my guests. First one is, how has networking played a part in your success?
So it's been the foundation. When I first started the business in 1995, when I was 24, I knew how to network from just my Aunt Marianne had been a big networker, and I was always watching her, and she was dragging me along and to her corporate dinners and all this stuff. So I was a networker without knowing I was a networker. But then when I went to go, my first job as a mortgage lender, my employer, Robert, he was a big relationship guy. In fact, he probably knew nothing about mortgage. I mean, he did, but he was like, it'll all fall into place. He was really good at developing the relationships with people that would refer him. So he would drag me along, and I just mirrored him and started weaving relationships. But then how do you continue the relationships and bring people in, and you take them to lunch, and we went on fishing trips. He was a big fisher, and we would do that. Or you go golfing, or you go, I don't know, whatever, yoga class. I mean, you just, you be with your people. And back then we didn't have video, we didn't have cell phones barely. And so you had to see people face to face. And so that really catapulted my career. I mean, by my third year in the career in the business, I was making six figures and had a pretty solid foundation of starting the business, keeping to recur, because I've been 100% referral for now 28 years. And it is only because I've developed a network, mostly realtors, network of realtors, and then business people and past clients. Those are my three pillars of people.
I love it. Well, you found me through networking.
Yeah.
And so it's been, I know that that is your primary foundation for building your business. So the next question is, what's the biggest drastic step you've ever taken in business?
You know, I think I'm going to say video. I'm going to say, um, it's hard being in a business for so many years, you know, over 2 decades, and trying to keep up with the times and the evolution. I mean, you and I laugh about, we're both paper people and we're both motivating each other to get on Remarkable. I mean, that's just one small example, but like, you got it, keeping up with the times. I have seen so many changes in business, and really jumping on and saying, I'm going to just hammer this video thing, because if I don't, I will be left behind.
Yeah.
If I don't work on my reviews and my social media and the this and the that, and it's a whole wheel, and the podcast and all these things that are really related. If I don't do it, someone else will. And if I'm going to survive and deliver for my network, I've got to do this.
Absolutely.
And that's the most drastic thing that I did.
Awesome.
Looking back.
I would agree, because you don't see many people in your line of work doing video. That's what makes you stand out as different. And people are attracted to what is different. So I love that. Excellent. Well, Jen, tell everybody how to get in contact with you.
Sure. All my handles are Loan with Jen. So it's real easy. Oh, cool. It's down there on the screen. So all my YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, everything, Loan with Jen, and website. You can go there and find my phone number and email, but thank you, Morgan, for splashing it on the screen. So happy to hear from you.
I love that. And go subscribe to her channel and share it with someone who needs the messages, people who are looking to, maybe your children, your adult children are ready to buy a home. Send them over to Jen's channel, no matter where you're watching this from, because it's great education, and then they can go in with their eyes wide open. And I personally want to thank you, Jen, for being such a giver and wanting you've often said in our coaching sessions, I really don't necessarily care if the local people want to work with me. I care, but I don't. I want to just get the word out,
education,
so that people can be informed and don't get caught in traps when they are buying their homes. So thank you so much for who you are and what you do.
You're
and
welcome.
I appreciate having you a part of our family. We'll come right back with my final thoughts.
Building relationships to get you known, get you connected, and get paid.
All right, we are back. Well, that was a fabulous interview with Jennifer Hernandez talking about video marketing, which is what we are doing right this moment. What I know for sure is consistency is key with all marketing. Consistency is key. And showing up on video is another way to show up. And so I want to encourage you to implement video in your business. You just saw a commercial for the Viral Networking Conference. And Jen and I met at the conference once. Someone in my network invited her. I had never met her before the conference, and it's been life-changing for both of us. And so you have to be at the Viral Networking Conference. The website to visit is VNC 2023. And it is all about making those connections. So those collaborations, I was looking at the past conference, and several business partnerships and collaborations have come out of the conference. And so you got to be there. Get your ticket early. It's going to sell out. Go to VNC 2023 and get registered. Do not delay, because you might miss out on the opportunity to meet your next best friend, business partner, collaboration, or just a connection that can be life-changing. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to share about the show. Sharing is caring, and we look forward to helping you to grow your business with networking. This is Toni Harris Taylor saying, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow, and we will see you soon. Bye.